Hello everyone and welcome to another Baxter Student Ambassador Program webinar. Presenting for us today is Melreen Famisan, one of our BSAP finalists from the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. Now before we get started, I'd like to let everyone know that if you have any questions at all during this presentation, feel free to type them into the Q&A box, which is found in your Zoom toolbar, and those questions will be answered after the presentation has finished. Hi Melreen, how are you today?
Hi Dan, good morning. I'm good, how about you?
I'm good, thanks. So since you're already sharing your screen with us, you can get started on your presentation whenever you're ready.
Right. Hello and good morning, everyone. As mentioned by Dan, my name is Melreen Famisan, a graduating student of the Travel and Tourism program of SAIT in Calgary, Alberta. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for tuning into my presentation, to all the sponsors for this contest, and to Baxter Media for making this opportunity happen. For today, I will be presenting WestJet in London. I will focus on an overview of the company and the destination, as well as how to educate travel agents. In addition, I will talk about sustainable travel, what London has to offer when it comes to attractions, cuisine, and entertainment, target market as well, and the marketing strategies. This slide is about WestJet. It is a reputable Canadian-born company that was established in 1996 by the founder, Clive Bedeau. An immersion to the airline market, it began as a low-cost alternative to other major airlines by providing scheduled and charter flights to more than 100 plus destinations across Canada, the United States, Mexico, Europe, Central America, and the Caribbean. Currently in the second largest Canadian air carrier in the country, next to Air Canada, it operates an average of about 777 flights per day and carrying more than 66,000 passengers per day. And in 2018, WestJet was named the 9th largest airline in North America by the passengers carried, which is about 25.49 million passengers. With over 14,000 employees operating hubs out of the Toronto Pearson, Vancouver, and Calgary international airports, the company also operates WestJet Encore and WestJet Link, the regional carriers servicing smaller Canadian communities as well as the ultra-low-cost carrier Swoop. With the mission of enriching the lives of everyone in WestJet's world, they are a company that is committed to providing its customers with superior guest experiences, no matter what class of flight they may be flying. They obtain this objective by ensuring safe and after all travel and by focusing on adding exceptional value for all their guests. So why WestJet Airlines? WestJet is proud to be recognized for 3 consecutive years running as best airline in Canada and awarded among travelers' favorite mid-sized airlines in North America. In 2019, TripAdvisor at Traveler's Choice Awards was also awarded as Best Low-Cost Airline by AirlineRatings.com and the Skytrax Best Low-Cost Airline in North America in 2018, and have been receiving awards since 2000, distinguishing the amazing work environment, training, human resources, practices, marketing, and culture in WestJet. And who doesn't love an airline that cares by investing and giving back to the community? With programs such as Airport Community Giving that empowers WestJet owners to be active participants in giving back to the communities. Canadian Cancer Society, a national community-based organization whose mission is to eradicate cancer and enhance the quality of life of people living with cancer since 2013, as well as Live Different, the David Foster Foundation, Make-A-Wish Canada, and more. Lastly, the WestJet Rewards, or it's the WestJet's loyalty program, which offers benefits and travel privileges by allowing customers to earn WestJet dollars on flights, vacation packages, car rentals, hotel, and insurance booked with WestJet. You can also receive best earned rate and insurance package earned along with a few airline-specific perks when you sign up or when you have and use the WestJet's RBC World Elite MasterCard. Moving on to this slide here. is a Dreamliner. To aid the travel agent in successfully selling London, they must encourage travelers to book their flights and experience WestJet's Dreamliner. The Boeing 787 is distinctly Canadian that welcomes travelers to a whole new world of flying, where guests can experience a smooth journey, a spectacular view of the world, a quieter cabin, more meal options, and a more humid cabin air, giving them a breath of fresh air. Travelers can fly in business class, premium economy, and economy class. The Dreamliner flies directly from Calgary to London Gatwick 4 times weekly, Toronto to London Gatwick daily. It also flies from Calgary to Maui 2 times weekly, Calgary to Toronto 3 times weekly. WestJet has only been operating in 787-9 Dreamliners since late last year and has now 3 in its fleet and has 7 more to be delivered this year, 2020. WestJet stepping up its Dreamliner services and tweaking and upgrading some key international routes. In fact, they're expanding by introducing new routes for this year. In mid-March 2020, Calgary to Paris will fly 4 times a week, and at the end of April 2020, there will be a daily service across from Vancouver to London Gatwick and more. Tourists traveling to London Gatwick via WestJet is at an advantage, for they can take the Gatwick Express, a non-stop train between London Victoria and Gatwick Airport, for only $67 Canadian. It is situated in the heart of the airport at the South Terminal, and it is as well connected to other travel links, making it easy to get around central London. If tourists are heading elsewhere, the Victoria bus station is next door, and it's a short walking distance to the National Express coach station. Moving on to this slide right here is sustainable tourism. When the travelers and travel professionals engage at large in supporting goals that include protecting the environment, addressing climate change, and expanding economic development in communities affected by tourism, it is called sustainable tourism. What's great about WestJet is that they care for our environment and supporting sustainable travel. They are committed to growing responsibly and ensuring the people about being an environmentally sustainable airline by implementing to mitigate their carbon footprints in operating their fleet and ground infrastructure as efficiently and safely as possible. They also teamed up with Carbon Zero to provide guests the ability to help in reducing the effects of climate change by purchasing carbon offset credits when they travel. And travelers don't need to quit flying in order to be more environmentally conscious, but they can help minimize it instead by, first, packing efficiently, which doesn't only help tourists to narrow down what they truly need. It reduces aircraft's carbon emissions as well. Second, choose your hotel wisely and check to see if they have any sustainable certification. Then seek out local experiences, ensuring that the money spent will contribute and enhance the local economy. Since the Dreamliner is flying nonstop directly to London Gatwick, it will also help with the carbon footprint. Moving on to this slide right here, London is as much about innovation as tradition. It's a place that is impossible to finish discovering, where the promise of something new is always in the air. This is a city where history is literally around every corner. London is where old meets new, physically, historically, and culturally. According to the Travel Advisor website, regarding with the health routine, vaccines must be up to date. Security, take normal precautions and be cautious and aware of petty crimes such as pickpocketing, purse snatching, and also fraud. In order to enter the country, Canadians will need a passport valid for at least 3 months beyond the days they expect to return. There's lots to see and do in London, and a travel agent should have the knowledge of the main attractions of the country to help market the destination. On the previous slide, the captivating London Eye was shown. It is a modern observation wheel on the south bank of the Thames River. A 30-minute ride gives passengers great views of London and the surrounding countryside. In the background is the unmissable Tower of London, which offers a window into 1,000 years of gruesome and compelling history. It is a former royal residence and the home of the most precious crown jewels. The picture right here is the country's largest museum, which is the British Museum, and one of the oldest and finest in the world. This infamous museum opened in 1759, and it's London's most visited attraction, drawing 5.9 million people annually. The picture in the middle is the Buckingham Palace. It is recognized worldwide as the home of the Queen, the focus of national and royal celebrations, as well as the backdrop to the regular changing guard ceremony. And then the fourth and final picture is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's the Westminster Abbey. It's one of the most identifiable churches in the world. The royal wedding of the Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge was held here in April 2011. It is also the final resting place of the most famous people. Moving on to the rich gastronomy of London. First picture here is the fish and chips. It is a traditional meal since 1865. Lightly battered and then fried until crispy. Cod and haddock are the most common types of fish used. The next picture is the English breakfast, probably UK's most recognizable meal, often available in hotels and restaurants around the world. It's a traditional morning meal that includes a hearty plate of eggs, bacon, sausages, grilled tomatoes, mushrooms, tea, and toast with marmalade. The third picture is the afternoon tea. You can talk about UK's food without mentioning tea, as the average Brits drink 3 cups of tea per day. It is originally a drink reserved for the upper class in the 18th century. Then the last one is the Sunday's roast, or as the Brits calls Sunday lunch. It's the most celebrated food tradition. The centerpiece is roasted meat, which are beef with Yorkshire pudding and horseradish, lamb and mint sauce, chicken with red currant jelly, and pork with applesauce and crackling. It is served with roasted potatoes, assorted vegetables, and gravy as well. Moving on to this slide right here. Beer is the most popular alcoholic drink in the United Kingdom, accounting for about 70% of all drinks ordered in pubs. London boasts some of the most oldest pubs that are full of great stories as well as great beer selection. The first one I would recommend is the Prospect of Whitby. It is on the north bank of the River Thames, London's oldest riverside pub. Dating back to 1520, the pub was a meeting place for sailors, thieves, smugglers, and pirates. The next one is the Coach and Horses. It is a great place to recommend for those adventure-seeking travelers, as it is now offering going nude. This pub has been around for over 170 years, and it has now been granted a nudist license by the city, welcoming guests even if they don't have any clothes at all. Moving on to the next slide. You can wander along Oxford Street, one of the most famous London shopping streets, which is home to more than 300 shops, designer outlets, high street chains, and landmark stores. Another shopping area would be Harrods, the most famous department store on Brampton Road. Then the last one is one of the most elegant shopping streets in London, Regent Street, which offers a good range of mid-price fashion stores alongside some of the city's oldest and most famous shops, including Hamleys, Liberty, and the Apple Store. Now let's move on to this next slide, is the nightlife. The best area, yes, to explore during nighttime is Mayfair. It is situated in the heart of the city. Mayfair is one of the most expensive and exclusive areas of London, with five-star hotels, shops, restaurants, bars, and pubs. The most popular street is Bond Street. This area should be avoided by travelers on a budget. Soho is another one to be tried by the travelers when visiting London, and especially at nighttime. Located in central London, it is famous for its trendy restaurants, live music venues, cool bars, and clubs. It is also the hub of nightlife in the city. Another one is East London, a vibrant and culturally interesting neighborhood, home to numerous large events, and is known for its exclusive restaurants, bars, and clubs. London's hippest areas, Shoreditch and Dalston, can be found here. Other areas to explore would be Camden and South Kensington. So you could go to any clubs for free, as a fun fact, when you join the guest list of several clubs. Moving on to this slide is the target markets. Knowing how to sell trips to London also requires a good knowledge of who the target market is. It is time to go into detail about who's traveling to London, where they're going, and what they're doing there. According to the previous slides on what there is to do and see in London, the travel agent can determine the travel target market. Also, according to visitbritain.org, the statistics of Canadians are mostly leisure travelers. Then there are two types of leisure travelers to target and to focus on. First are the bus seekers, which enjoys traveling and looking to spend their money on exciting holiday experiences. They're keen to try something new, whether it's local, food or drinks, or trying exciting and adventurous activities. The other type is the history buff explorers. They are financially comfortable, but are not looking to increase their budget. They like holidays at a relaxed pace, experiencing the history, arts, and culture of the city. Moving on to this slide right here is the marketing strategies. After determining who the target markets are, it's important to take a look at marketing strategies as well as ways to help the travel agent sell the destination. As a travel agent, knowing what your clients' preferences are, what motivates them to travel, and what sparks their interest, as well as how to cater to their needs and expectations, can make a world of a difference in both the quality of customer service and product you provide. Therefore, it is in your best interest to have a significant product knowledge as well. Educating themselves as well as the clients on the country and the customs and understanding the culture of London can make marketing a lot easier and smoother for all parties. Lastly, the most recognizable tool to market WestJet is through the use of social media. As a highly reputable brand company, it is capable of reaching out to those in dire need of vacation. And that is all for today. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Melreen. That was great.
Thank you.
We'll open it up now for people to submit any questions they may have. And again, you can submit those to either the Q&A box or the chat box. And if anyone here in the room with me has a question, I will put them on the line.
Hi, Melreen. My name is Ian Stalker. I work with Dan. I noticed in your presentation you said the peak season for London is June to September.
Yes.
But do you think there are advantages to going after September?
Yes, there is. For peak seasons, it's going to be overcrowded over there. So it's better to lay low and go after that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Melreen. And what would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when preparing and researching for this webinar?
I guess because London is a great place to visit. So preparing for everything, I mean, just putting up what's best on my presentation. It's really hard to pick whatever. And I mean, pick just 2 or 3 because it has so much to offer. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent, thank you. Just give it another 20 seconds or so, just in case another question pops up here. Stephanie asks, Melreen, have you ever been to London or the UK?
Oh my gosh, no. But we were supposed to go this coming summer, but my friend doesn't have her visa. She's Colombian, so we'll postpone it and definitely go next year.
Excellent, that sounds great. Good plan.
Yeah.
Okay, I do believe that's it for the questions today, but I'd like to thank everyone that tuned into the webinar today. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day. And Melreen, thank you so much for presenting for us.
Thank you, Dan. It's my pleasure.
On behalf of Baxter Media, I'd like to thank you for participating in the 2020 Baxter Student Ambassador Program. We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone. Take care.